Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Thomas Jefferson said, "If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done." Benjamin Franklin said, "Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning." Basically, get off your duff, get to working, you've got dreams, you've got goals, you've got to do what it takes to get them. Like, subscribe, comment, show what your opinion is. Let me know if you like what you've seen. And I thank you for your support. Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. If you give a chance, I've got a link tree down below. It's got my social media contacts. It's got my Patreon if you want to help. But today we're going to discuss what's going on in Springfield, Ohio. No, I am not going to cover the gotcha moment sound clip things that everybody else is. What I'm going to cover is the simple cold hard facts about what's going on. Nothing against Springfield, Ohio. Nothing against refugees from a country that is basically a failed state. No, what we're going to cover is what's actually a problem, not just for Springfield, Ohio, but what this government thinks is best is not best for anybody. And we're going to cover what the factors are that are really important when it comes to what's going on in Springfield. So, sit back, listen in. Let's go. Okay, let's start with a cold hard fact. The cold hard fact is, as of 2022, the city of Springfield, Ohio has 58,106 residents. That's 2022 numbers. I doubt it's grown much other than the Haitian refugees. Now, the amount of refugees that were dumped, from what I have gathered, according to News Nation, you're talking anywhere from 15 to 20,000 of these Haitians have been dumped into Springfield. So, they've got to have a place to live. This is a town that most likely is not set up to handle an additional 15 to 20,000 residents. No matter what their status is, while yes, this can bring about a chance to build new residences, these residences aren't there. So where are these people staying? Think about that, because these folks have families. These aren't, only males. They aren't only adults. They're families. They're single folks. And these folks are needing a place to live. They're in this country legally. Whether you agree that they're here or not, they're still here legally. So they've got to have a place to live, and there are services that have to be provided, aka water, electricity. There has to be food, schooling for the kids, all of this. And how much of that is getting overburdened because of this additional, what is basically a new third of the population that's turned it from that to something more massive. So let's cover some more issues. Now, the kids that are brought in, these kids need the opportunity to get an education if they're going to blend into this country, because there is no hope of them going back. Haiti is basically a failed state. So these kids need an education. The adults do too. In my opinion, they probably do not have all the skills that are necessary in a different environment like what they are in. I am not saying anything against them. It's just, if you look at the differences between Haiti and the United States, yes, there is some education that is necessary for the adults as well. But the kids, let's start with them. These kids are going to go into a school system that probably was settled for the population of almost 60,000 people. They were prepared for that. All of a sudden, you have this new influx of kids coming in that they weren't prepared for. That means that the teachers will not have enough textbooks to hand out to their students. They will not have necessarily the requisite educational level for where the kids will be placed, so these kids will get pushed back. And it's going to come down to you're going to cause a lot of students, including ones that have already been residents of Springfield, to get pushed back. They're going to fall behind because of having to help others catch up. Now, am I saying that it's impossible? No. But what I'm saying is that the tax base is not there for what is necessary, because these Haitian refugees don't have the property ownership, because property taxes are normally what pays for the school system. The teachers do not have the required equipment, books, whatnot, to help give to the students, nor do these schools have the buildings in place to be able to handle this new influx. So, you have all of that. And so you're going to actually hurt the education of all to try to force in all these new students. Is there a solution? I'm sure there is. And part of it starts with, let's see where each one of these kids are at, and then put them into the right place for their educational level. Maybe they need to do education together and then get them slowly adjusted into the regular school system in a manner that allows for the school system to adjust to all of the new bodies that are in there. Because there are going to be new babies made every day, and there are going to be new kids every day, but now you've got to deal with this sudden influx that wasn't prepared for. So, the only solution I can think of is start finding out what their educational level is, get them up to a basic level, and then start feeding them into the school system. And while that is going on, start building the required rooms, start getting the required books, start getting all the required assets necessary to make the educational experience far better than what it is probably happening right this minute. Now let's talk about the adults that are brought in. These adults are going to want to find jobs eventually. Well, any of the good folks are. I'm sorry if you're thinking that that's racist. It's not. I'm from down south, and there is a bunch of white trash that are constantly not looking for work. They're looking to try to get paychecks from the government. They're trying to be on welfare. They're trying to be on disability. So don't think that that's being racist. It's a simple fact of that with every group of people, no matter if it's a single skin color among the entire group or if it's a hodgepodge of ethnicities, you're going to have those folks that aren't worth anything. But the people that are worth something are going to want to find jobs. I'm sure that Springfield already had all the job situation worked out. I mean, yes, you had Bidenomics that was destroying jobs. You had all of these factors that were destroying jobs, but at the same time, there are still jobs that are going to be out there. They aren't prepared for this number of adults to be able to find all the jobs that are necessary. Plus, some of the better paying jobs that could move these Haitians up in life, they're not qualified for. I can guarantee you that. So, like I said about education with these adults earlier, these adults are going to need to get some kind of training. They also need to find some kind of work. There's probably not enough available. So, This is a situation that, yes, it's a free market solution, but the problem is there is no free market there on this level. You're going to have to find a way to create jobs there. And the government's known for killing jobs, not for getting jobs created, unless they're going to move in some kind of major contractor or something like that. So at this point, jobs in Springfield, Ohio are going to be at a premium. You're going to be standing in line for every single job that is posted. That's going to be a problem. Not to mention, these folks are going to be sitting there trying to figure out what to do. Now, some new businesses can be created from this, but it's going to be a difficult situation. And jobs, I feel sorry for everybody in Springfield, Ohio when it comes to jobs now. And okay, here's another issue. And no, it's not because they're Haitian, it's not because they're immigrants, but according to the FBI data, violent crimes went up 142% from 2019 to 2022. It doesn't track at what level these people are. It is the simple fact of that car accidents are on the rise, crime is on the rise, and the police are not able to cope with everything. The roads aren't made to cope with everything. There have been several accidents that have occurred there, and it's some of it's being done by Haitian immigrants. These refugees are having to learn how to drive on our roads. No, it's not just necessarily because they're Haitian. It's simple fact of you all of a sudden cram 15 to 20,000 new people onto roads that were not built to handle that amount of more of traffic. You're going to have more and more accidents. Crime. You pack in that many people. They're going to get more frustrated. They're going to act out. That's what happens everywhere. Even in civilized communities, this is what happens when you put too many people close together. That is not an unusual thing, but the police have to be built up in a sane manner, not one that brings about them becoming corrupt, but in a sane manner, you've got to have more police to handle this situation. You've also got to make sure that everybody can handle the traffic. You've got teenagers driving on the road. I remember what I was like as a teenager, and also I watched the traffic here in Virginia Beach, Virginia, which is a probably a much bigger area, and the folks here drive like they're a little off kilter. So, can you imagine in this situation? And the crimes, okay, crime is crime. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. You're going to have criminals that are going to be in every group. Like I said, every situation, you've got those folks that you can't deal with. But are the public services such as fire and police and EMTs built to handle this situation? Are the hospitals? They're saying everything that I've read, no, they're not built to handle it. The hospitals, healthcare system is not built to handle it. That's what's going on in Springfield. Now, getting past the gotcha headlines and the gotcha political quotes, this is what's really going on in Springfield. And I don't have a solution because this is a Springfield needs to come up with the solutions. I can offer suggestions, but ain't nobody going to listen to me. But at the end of the day, these folks in Springfield, Ohio are going to be facing a situation, and they are facing this situation. They aren't about to, they are facing it, where they don't have enough of everything. They don't have enough jobs. Their school system is not built for what they're dealing with. Their healthcare system is not built for what they're dealing with, nor are their emergency services built to deal with what they're dealing with. This isn't their fault. It's the federal government's fault. And the federal government is not giving enough money, and they shouldn't have put them in there to begin with. It comes down to this. We have a failed national policy that is landed right on top of the folks in Springfield, Ohio. Instead of screaming and yelling about gotcha headlines, we should be screaming and yelling at a federal government that thinks that this is acceptable. We should be screaming and yelling about the fact that these folks in Springfield, Ohio now have to serve as a home for people they were not prepared to serve as a home to. It's not their fault. It's not the Haitian refugees' fault. Don't blame either one of those groups. Blame the federal government. Blame them for every action that happens there. There are going to be road accidents. There are going to be people that are going to be a pain in the rear end on all sides of the issue. And these folks in Springfield, Ohio could use our assistance if that can be done. Springfield needs to be talked to and asked, hey, what can we do to help? That is what we can do, those of us that don't live there. Now, this is a situation that's going to continue to happen if Harris gets elected. This is a situation that's going to keep happening every time we elect people that think that they can just do whatever they want, and the citizens of this country are just fodder for their political gains. Now, you can think of it how you want, but that's exactly what I want you to do. I want you to think about this. I want you to consider what can be done, how to fix this situation so that it doesn't happen again, and it also is fixed in a way that those folks in Springfield, Ohio, both the refugees and the residents, are able to turn this into a positive situation. Right now, there's not a lot of positives. I'm sure that some of those Haitian folks are wanting to create a home there. Lord knows Haiti, partially thanks to the United States and the Banana Wars, Haiti is a failed state. None of these Haitian refugees are ever going to be able to go back home and have what they have here if everything is done properly. No, I am not telling you to go make them feel unwelcome. I am telling you this is a situation. These people are here legally, and technically we should be able to handle them. We've just got to help them find a way to get help. So, I want you folks to think about what I just talked about on all these issues. I want you to think about this also for the simple fact of that we have a government that is probably going to do this in other communities. So, we really need to think about this topic. Don't just take my opinion, don't just take the facts. Take what you think you can do and help out. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Folks, I just want to say thank you for listening. I want to thank you for taking your time. I want to hear what your comments are about what you think on this topic, because your comments are what's important, not necessarily mine. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're Democrat. I want to hear your opinion on these topics. I want to thank you yet again for listening to my video. Like, subscribe, and all that other hoopla. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.